The top South African firm, RH Bophelo Limited, has cross-listed on the Rwanda Stock Exchange. This is the first cross-listing on the local stock market by a company incorporated and listed outside the East African region. RH Bophelo, which is listed on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, is an investment company investing in healthcare. The cross-listing, which takes effect today, Monday, 1st June, has since received approval from the Capital Market Authority, bringing the number of companies on the Rwanda stock market to 9. RH Bophelo's managers said that by listing on the Rwanda Stock Exchange, they are seeking to diversify their investors' base by availing their shares to the wider East African public. To tell us more, I am joined by DION MHLABA, the CFO of RH Bophelo. Thank you so much, DION, for joining us.
Good evening, and good evening to all the people in the audience.
All right, so you're cross-listing on the Rwanda stock market. Your cross-listing comes at a time when the world, and specifically Africa, is grappling with COVID-19. And is this in any way related to what you guys are doing? What is your core business?
So we are a South African company. We've been in existence for the past 3-4 years. The reason of our existence is that we saw a gap in the market. So in South African healthcare, you have the two far extremes. You've got the public market, and you have a private sector market. And the private sector only is catering for only 15% in South African context. We have traveled a bit in the southern part of Africa and the eastern part of Africa. And we got excited when we're in Rwanda. We met some of the entrepreneurs in Rwanda that are doing good things in healthcare. We met some of the officials in Rwanda that also helped us to navigate around the regulations within the Rwandan market. So we are very excited. I mean, we think, yes, we started from South Africa, but we are a Pan-African company that proud itself, its roots and formation, that we want to make a difference within the African context, where we organize capital that work for Africans to solve African problems, and in that seeing the opportunities that everyone, which is every African, can benefit from it.
What should investors expect from your firm, your company?
So, I mean, the classic case is the COVID. So the COVID-19 caught the world by surprise. Everybody was not informed. Even the very developed nations, they all also not ready for such COVID. So us as a healthcare investment company, obviously, we look into investing in the manner that it works for any country. Like what we've done in South Africa, we invested into the ecosystem. So that includes hospitals, pharmaceuticals, financial services, which is insurance, which includes also medical aids. So what we're able to do is obviously it's help the governments or the different government able to manage the public sector and also manage the private sector, because generally the public sector, it falls under the government. So we set ourselves to say there is definitely an opportunity within a greater part of the public sector that we can migrate out of the public sector into the private sector by offering them affordable access products through insurance businesses that we own. So that's what we're doing, and we're hoping to bring that into the eastern part of Rwanda specific. There are excitement that we land by Rwanda is that Rwanda is one of the nations that already have universal health care. So South Africa, we've been talking about universal health care for the past 20 years. So our listing into Rwanda allows us to be able to learn more about the public and the private system, the insurance, the government intervention, the pricing, so that we could ourselves as a South African business also learn from the Rwandan entrepreneurs that are already participating or working within the Rwandan business. So as I said earlier, is that we already met few business people within the Rwanda business that also in the healthcare, and we have already expressed our interest to partner with them.
Any message for your future, shareholders, if I may say, or investors that you're looking forward to, to have on your company?
Thank you for that. I mean, I think one of what we have seen is that the healthcare market, it doesn't get very affected by changes in the market. So if you take the COVID, if we are looking into our portfolio, is that only 20% of our portfolio was affected by COVID, but 80% of it was not affected because you still need healthcare. It's life. I mean, one of our theme is that healthcare is good health leads to good wealth. So everybody is always gonna invest in their good health. So message to the shareholders is that we, as RH BOPHELO, we not our investment thesis is to make it better for the greater population. So we don't focus on the small percentage of the population. We want to focus more on the greater part of the population because that's where the impact is needed. Job creation can be found in the greater population. The financial flow happens in the greater population. So that's where, as RH BOPHELO, we sort of placed ourselves, and we've been doing it. We are evolving the business. We are obviously incorporating the Rwandan healthcare model in the manner that we know that it can improve what, as RH BOPHELO, we've been doing. And yeah, so we got excited by the Rwandan business, and after our meetings in Rwanda, we decided that it makes more sense for us to list in Rwanda so that we can also have access to the greater eastern part of the Africa. To our surprise, what we learned is that we're the first South African company that to list in the eastern part of Africa. Some of those South African companies, when they evolve and they become bigger, they want new markets. They go into Europe, they go into the US markets. But for us, we knew that Africa requires more capital formation so that we can improve healthcare for the greater part of the continent. And that's what we are doing. And us listing into the Rwanda Stock Exchange is really sending that message.
DION MHLABA, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much for having us, and looking forward to more encounters with yourselves once we're busy going to invest in the Rwanda.
Definitely. DION MHLABA, the CFO of RH BOPHELO, that just cross-listed on the Rwanda Stock Exchange. We thank him so much.